Alright guys, so Sony is not going to be attending E3 2020. Now, they didn't go last year to E3 2019, and I think a lot of people were expecting them to not show up to this year's event as well, but it's different this year because the PS5 is releasing this year. So now people are saying, what is E3 going to be like without Sony? What does that mean for the reveal cycle of PS5 content, games, hardware, features, pretty much everything that you usually see? I mean, E3 back in 2013 was a huge deal for the Xbox One and the PS4, obviously. Now this year, it's only going to be the Xbox Series X, presumably, and then what is that going to mean for the PS5? Is the Xbox Series X going to steal the limelight of the hype of the PS5 because it's going to have this whole huge event to itself? That may not be the case. Obviously, you guys know about Sony's own event that's going to be next month. The thing is, and I'll get into that within this video, that's going to be the first time they probably officially tease and reveal and show us the PS5. So they still have so much more time and they still need to reveal all the different features and what they normally hype up for a new console coming out, and E3 not having that platform and outlet to do that, that's going to be potentially a problem for Sony. Let's just go through here what's going on. So Sony PlayStation has announced they will not be attending E3 2020. This marks Sony's second year, so we know that already. This year marks a big year for gaming with the launch of PS5 from Sony and the Xbox Series X from Microsoft. It's interesting that the company has decided to skip E3 with the launch of their new console this year, but it may show that E3 is starting to wind down in favor of hosting events on their own for their fans. I think, as well, as a side note, Sony realizes that, with the success of the PS4, they have so much pull that E3 isn't as necessary as it once seemed before, and they could probably make more money just doing it themselves. So not only having their own event in February like they normally do, but also maybe having a second PS5 reveal event, or just a PS5 event at the beginning of summer 2020, let's say, and a lot of people could attend that. That's going to be a huge thing, and obviously it'll have a huge focus just on the PS5. Now, their reasoning here isn't necessarily that. They're saying, after thorough evaluation, SIE has decided not to participate in E3 2020, said a Sony Interactive Entertainment spokesperson. We have a great respect for the ESA as an organization, but we do not feel the vision of E3 2020 is the right venue for what we are focused on this year, which is just weird coded language that obviously they want to have the focus just on the PS5 and they don't want it diluted by any other systems or games or something, because E3 is a good place. When you have your Sony press conference, you can do all of this different stuff, and maybe they want to have their own Sony event to not just have a press conference, but also have so much other elements where everything is just revolving around the fact that it's the PS5 everyone's focused on, and it's releasing later holiday season 2020. And they're also saying here, and this was something that happened last year, we will build upon our global event strategy in 2020 by participating in hundreds of consumer events across the globe. Our focus is on making sure fans feel part of the PlayStation family and have access to play their favorite content. We have a fantastic line of titles coming up for the PS4, upcoming launch of PS5. We're truly looking forward to a year celebration. Now, what they're not saying here is probably one of the major reasons as to why they're not going to E3 2020, and it's obviously what we said before, what happened last year. So one juicy tidbit I heard last year was that Sony's main reason for skipping E3 was a disagreement, tension, conflict with the ESA, which is likely the driving factor here as well. So that's one of the reasons why they didn't go last year, and probably continues into this year as well. And it looks like they're starting to decide that they don't really need E3 at all. It's a bunch of different reasons, and Sony obviously has the right to do whatever they want to do. And like I said before, they have their pull. Obviously, with E3, it does suck though, because E3 is going to lose the hype that it once had, and also it is a chance for other companies to shine and maybe for at least that moment overshadow what the PS5 hype is going to be like during the E3 cycle. So early June, when E3 usually is, you're not going to have any PS5 information really, unless for some crazy reason Sony decides to do their own sort of event right alongside at the same time as the E3 event. So that would be hilarious. But in the end, however, it's not going to be that big of a deal. I think however Sony decides to reveal and continue to hype up the PS5, people are going to pay attention and it's going to work out for them. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy, see you guys later.